Gareth, another game in Bridgend, another win.
Yeah, brilliant, wasn't it? Good atmosphere. It's always good to come here, and we seem just to find a way here and have a big wins.
Second half performance after coming back into the game, you must have been pleased with how it went.
Yeah, we just talked half time about there's another gear in us, and we all felt it in the change rooms. Felt good before the game, and that second half we just opened up a little bit more. And to be fair to the boys, they dug in and fought for each other well. To be fair.
And the way you closed out that game and came back up and got that bonus point win is extra special.
Yeah, it is a special. We're a special team. I think there's a bond between players and staff. It's such a good feeling amongst in the camp at the minute. And Tip said in the week how much of a good team we can be, and to build from last season and just fly into this season. I think that was a good way of doing it.
Toby must be pleased with that performance, especially the last 60 minutes.
Yeah, I think that obviously last week was very disappointing, as we know, and it teaches you a lesson. Sport teaches you a lesson every week, and it taught us the fact that when you've got an opportunity to kill someone off and you're playing against anyone in this, you need to do that, and then that puts you in a pressure in the last sort of 5 minutes, as it were. And the irony is that we were probably at that before that defensive set, we were probably potentially in the same boat, but we came up with the answers this time, and then obviously we then weren't going to sit and wait. We were going to go and grab it, and then to get the bonus point, that's a fantastic outcome. And the sign of a good team is teams that learn quickly. And today, all week, we bounced back. We came in with a spring in our step despite the disappointment. We prepared really well. We challenged each other, which is fantastic, and that's the group is, as Gar talks about, is tight and is prepared to do that, and that's how winning gets done. And also at half time, the players had another gear, but they had another gear with precision. We had a couple of key points that we talked about, and I thought we actioned them, and they made the difference in the game. Before
young halfbacks might get the headlines, before I ask you about them, I don't try and pick out individuals, but someone like James Ratty tonight, the amount of carries he did, and that turnover towards the end that he affected, he doesn't seem to get the plaudits, but he sort of produces for you week in, week out, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean, he absolutely does, and he's a guy who epitomises an Osprey's man and Osprey's spirit in relation to no regard for his body and doing what's tough, and he's done it all of life. He was obviously recognised by his peers last year. He's kicked on again, he carries on. We're a little bit underpowered from a resource point of view, taking quite a few injuries into this season, and that won't change anytime soon. So you need people that are going to put their hand up, and I thought Adam Beard's come back off a very short turnaround, been absolutely incredible, and not just in relation to their effort, but the work they do to be ready. Gar, Doughty, these boys have short turnarounds from international programs, and we needed the game. We needed last week to get the rust out and bits and pieces, because we showed tonight that we're a good team.
And young halfbacks, Ruben Williams, 100th appearance, 1 try. 2 assists, and Dan Edwards 20 points, and also helped control the game when you were coming back in as well.
I never thought I'd see the day where you would quote football assists at me. But, we live in hope. Harrison's obviously enjoying that. I think Ruben was an absolute standout performer. And I said we're a tight team, and we enjoy people. People achieving, and that they're a reflection of our group. And often when you celebrate a milestone, 100 game for him, it doesn't go your way, or you're a little bit too, or the result doesn't go. To see him deliver a performance like that in a very big game, on the back of what it comes at, on 100, with his family, with them being at a hotel, that's a special game for him, and I'm delighted for him.
That third try, when something like that comes off from the training camp, in terms of the way it was done, the move, and the way it was finished, that's special for a coaching team, isn't it?
What do we normally say? Never in doubt. Something like that, yeah. No, of course it is. And look, to be fair, there was a lot of obviously excitement around that, because we had one last week as well. So one of the things that we need to be better at is our strike moves off line out. It's an area of growth for us, and we identified it, and we're 2 from 2, which is fantastic, and long may that continue. We want our home, and look, decisions have been made and whatever, but the atmosphere means something. We're moving to St Helens because of atmosphere and getting the ground, and it's a really great ground for a player and a coach to be around, because it sort of represents us a little bit, sleeves up, prepared to do it tough. We might not be too aesthetically pleasing sometimes, but we'll get the job done. So I think it's quite representative of us as a group, and if we can get 4 try bonus points into the bargain, then all well and good.
What does it say about the character of the players, being under the coach towards the latter stages of the game, and then just sort of getting the other end of the field to force a penalty try?
I think it shows that they care about each other first and foremost, and it's tight. The stuff that Gareth talked about, without doubt, they are a tight group that care about each other, because you lose those moments if you don't. You're not always going to win them, and we've got an incredibly difficult block against top 8 opposition, as we've said, with the resources that we've got. So to bounce back and do what we did is really important, but it shows ultimately never say die attitude, which has been certainly I use it for an epidemic since I've been here, and it gives the coach and the coach's team and that has confidence, and that you're going to be in a contest. You don't always get it right, but it means that you're going to finish strong and not go away, and that's a very attractive factor to have, because it means that they've got to be on their money to play well. But ultimately, what the shift is for us, over my time here, has been understand what we're trying to do, be fit and prepared to do that, consistently do that. Now it's about a little bit winning with a bit more style and being a bit more ruthless, because that's what top 8 teams do. So I think the actions you talk about shows we've made steps to becoming more ruthless, which is ironic because last week we weren't. So we're still work in progress.